up, besties? We have a very special guest today. We have my cousin, Karyn, all the way from New York. She and I have been communicating quite a lot because she is at ground zero. I'm excited to talk to her about what it's like in New York, everything she's seen, everything she's dealing with, and I just miss her. I can't wait to talk to her. But first, let's see what kind of cocktail Thomas is working on. Hey, Thomas.
All right, howdy, folks. This next cocktail is going to be a throwback cocktail in remembrance of Big Daddy, aka Dennis, aka Blythebeck's dad, who is a great man. Raised a horrible daughter, but just a great man all the way. I'm just playing. He did a great job with it. But anyway, so this is for our Drambuie fans. So if you have this bottle collecting dust in the back of your liquor cabinet, not knowing what to do with it, I created a kind of an introductory cocktail to Drambuie for you. So what we're going to do is add 1.5 ounces of Drambuie. If you have Cointreau or any kind of orange curacao, about 1 ounce of curacao, a lemon basil reduction. We're going to do about 3/4 ounces of that. And 1 ounce of grapefruit juice, freshly squeezed grapefruit juice. Shake, shake, shake. You're gonna get a nice frothy head on this thing, garnished with our dehydrated lemon peel, and you're good to go. You have a nice late evening sipper. Good to go.
Oh my gosh, Thomas, that looks delicious. Thank you. And now here with my special guest, my cousin, Karyn Beck, all the way from Manhattan. Hi, Karyn, how are you?
Good, Blythe. How are you?
I'm so happy to see you. Thank you for joining me on this Sunday morning. Happy Sunday. What are you drinking? We want to know first and foremost.
I am drinking a vodka slush.
Yes, let's see it. Let's cheers.
It's a salute to you, Blythe, and your cake.
Look what I'm drinking out of.
Yes.
I love this mug. We use it every day. The irony of this is that it's Nathan's favorite mug. He loves it because it's pink and it's big and it's wide, and he drinks out of it every day. I stole it back, but it's his favorite one. So he is also the missus of our marriage. So thank you for my present.
Oh, you're welcome.
How are you doing? Tell us where you are, because I am fascinated with this. Tell us where you are right now.
Okay, so I live in Midtown. I live on 57th Street between 8th and 9th. So I'm about 12 blocks from Times Square. I sort of live in the heart of things because everything is here. Lincoln Center is here. Radio City Music Hall is here. Like I'm within walking distance of everything. And it went from being a tourist attraction to a ghost town. There is nobody on the street.
So, tell me about what your life is like every day. Are you leaving? I know you have a dog, Pretzel. I've seen her. She's famous I've seen her videos, but I know you have a dog, so you have to walk her, right? But what's your life like? Are you going out? Are you eating or are you bringing food in? Like, how's that working for you?
Okay, so myself personally, I'm not going out. The electeds are asking New Yorkers to just have one person go out, one person do the shopping, one person run the errands to limit the infection. And it's very hard to get into the supermarkets, especially here in New York City, because they're smaller than they are in the suburban areas. So there's 6 feet between everybody. There's certain hours that you can't shop because they want the senior citizens and the vulnerable people to be able to shop in the morning and get what they need and be safe. So my husband is actually taking care of all those tasks. Originally, we were ordering food online, but the online platforms are so overwhelmed that you cannot get a grocery delivery for like a month.
Wow.
Yeah, like on Peapod, it was like a month. People are having problems with Instacart. They can't get deliveries.
Wow.
So the local supermarkets have switched to really doing these online local deliveries, but they raised the prices.
Of course they did.
Yeah. So they're not supposed to, under the government, under the Cuomo's executive order, they're not supposed to price gouge. But I think
Well, since you brought it up, can we talk about my boyfriend?
I
Yeah.
know, right?
I will tell you this. I have never had such a political crush so hard. I mean, so hard. I've told everybody that I'm writing him in November. I know he's not gonna be on the ballot, but I'm just gonna put little hearts around it. He is dreamy. I mean, not only like, I mean, he gets better looking, right? The more you know him, but his like take charge. Like, I think it's been so impressive what New York, because you guys are the leaders of this, sadly, unfortunately. But I think you have a tremendous, tremendous leader in him. And do you have I Heart Cuomo posters on your wall? Because I think I'm going to.
I'm sorry to say, Blythe, that I don't. But yeah, he has been great. He's been fighting for New Yorkers and doing the right thing. He gets a little political pushback from the president, but I think he was so scared when this happened to him. What do you do? How do you know what to do when you never were in this before? And some model, scientific model, is telling you you need like 2 million beds.
I mean,
We don't have 2 million beds.
I would rather, I mean, I was watching it and like, it's hard to watch it because Nathan has a lot of anxiety about all of this. A lot. So he doesn't want me watching my boyfriend in the bedroom anymore. Like, because it's tough. Like he can't, I get it. I think like a lot of people are experiencing that sort of trauma, or that sort of anxiety. But I think he's done an amazing job. I would much rather have a leader who's so concerned and so worried about my well-being than being like, it's a hoax, it's a joke, or what, whatever it is.
He has.
I wanted to ask you about that picture you sent me. You can see Comfort. It's Comfort, right? That's there.
I took Pretzel to the dog park before the dog parks were closed, and the Comfort is on 57th Street and West End in the pier, and I could see it while I was in the cab taking Pretzel.
That is incredible. I mean, when I saw that picture, it sort of brought tears to my eyes because I think I'm so proud of New York. And I mean, I'm not from there. I'm the first, born Texan Beck, in this family, but I'm just so proud of y'all. And I'm worried because I have a lot of friends and family that live there. And, I just hope that you're being okay and safe. And I know you're getting over an injury right now, right?
Yeah, I had a fractured tibial plateau. Oh yeah.
Oh
I wound up in the hospital of special surgery. I had to get surgery on my leg. It happened on February 4th, so we weren't under quarantine yet. But I have to tell you, healthcare workers are amazing.
Yes.
They're amazing people, and we owe them a gratitude of thanks for sure. I sent you a video of everybody cheering and wooing and thanking the healthcare workers. They do this every night at 7 p.m. in New York.
Every night? Oh,
every night. Every night, to thank them for everything that they have done. And they're amazing. I still go over to HSS for physical therapy now. A really good analogy, if you watch The Walking Dead, is the first episode of Rick in The Walking Dead waking up in the hospital, and there's just nobody there. I mean, there's just hospitals are usually crowded with people, and it's just nobody there. Very few people, but our healthcare workers.
That's incredible. God bless.
Amazing.
So I sort of, and I'm going to try to talk about this without bawling, but, don't know how we're related. You're my cousin, and our fathers were brothers. And I'm going to try to do this, but you were, for my wedding, brought me a bunch of Big Daddy stuff, a bunch of my dad's stuff, and his report cards and his horrible handwriting and horrible handwriting. But the one of your dad and my dad with I guess it's their grandfather who was the New York police officer.
Yes.
I mean, your dad's hair, I am obsessed with. Like, I am absolutely obsessed with. So I was hoping like you could share a story about Big Daddy or something, because You knew him differently than I knew him.
Your father was just simply one of the most amazing men that I ever met in my life. And he was always there. If I called your house, I needed to talk to him and I had to leave a message, he would always call back. Not that my other aunts and uncle are wonderful too, but he was always there. Always lended an ear when you wanted to talk to him about anything. But your parents used to come up to New York every summer, and they used to take me to Coney Island every summer. And I don't even remember your father without your mother. I was actually talking to your mom about this at the wedding, saying I remember your father's sister without her husband. I remember Ernie without his wives, but I never remember Dennis without you. I never remember Dennis without your mom. That's totally amazing. They were always there.
Well, I would like to think that when I was born, the world stopped for my parents.
It did stop. I'm going to tell you this because I was there and you were just coming into the world. But you want to talk about a proud father. I was on the phone with him and he was so proud the day you were born. I mean, you never heard people scream like your grandparents and myself. When's she coming? When's she coming? Come on, come on.
Well, I love all of that. Do you know the story about him not taking my baby picture? Do you know the story?
No.
I guess when I was born with like, I had a little knot action going on in my head. And they just went like slap a bone and they're like, go. So my dad puts my mom in the car and gets me in the car. And my mom's like, where are my baby pictures? Where are my daughter's baby pictures? And he goes, oh God. He's like, oh, they're so ugly. No. And my mother was like, get your ass in there, get my kids' pictures, So he finally got it. And I was perfect in every way. I don't know what he was talking about, but that picture, he ended up carrying his wallet forever. And now I have it. I have it in my wallet. So I just didn't know if you ever heard the story. Big Daddy's so wonderful, yet did not want his perfect daughter's picture. So I'm playing 3 questions with everybody. Will you play 3 questions with me? What do you miss the most during quarantine? Like, what have you missed the absolute most?
I think I miss the most not being able to do the things that I do on a regular basis. You really, to go outside, you have strict rules, and inside the buildings here we have strict rules because
I saw that. Was that your building that you sent me? That? Oh my God!
So I have to wear a mask in the building itself, and go as soon as I go outside my door here in the condominium, I have to wear a mask, and it's very I know we have to wear the mask, but you're not used to it. It's hot, you can't breathe, and going out in public with the mask is a very difficult thing as well. So I feel like I'm under all these orders and I have to really think before I go out the door, where I used to be able to just open the door and walk to the subway and, go about my day.
Are you worried about getting it? I mean, is that a fear for you?
I don't go out that much, so no, I'm not really worried about that. I mean, I take a taxi cab to go to physical therapy, and there's not many people there. All post-op patients are allowed to go to physical therapy, in-person physical therapy. So I'm one of those people. And I'm over at Hospital of Special Surgery, which is a special hospital. They do orthopedic, they do bones. So recently, though, they did take some coronavirus patients just to help out the other hospitals, but that's not normally what they do.
Okay, so what is the first thing you're going to do when we're all back to our new normal or whatever that looks like? What's the first thing you're doing?
I don't know, go out to dinner.
Yes. Yes.
Go out to dinner or go to a small, intimate venue that has some music and food, visit with friends.
Yes.
Even some of my cousins haven't been able to come in to New York to do this. I want to see everybody. I want to hang out.
And my last question for you is, we always think like tomorrow's another day, we have another opportunity. Is there anything that you regret not doing or will now do? Because as we know, our lives can literally change in minutes, hours, or days. Is there something you're like, I'm doing it, I'm gonna do it, or I regret that I haven't done it?
Well, I think what I thought about was family. I think it's important now that you don't know what's going to happen, and there are times where you might not be able to just get on a plane and go see somebody. And I think it's important that we all try to connect to one another, even during our busy lives, because it's just so important. There are so many people that I have met that I never would have known if I didn't promise our grandfather that I was going to try to get the entire family together. And we're a large group.
Yeah. Large and loud. I think you've done an incredible job with that, and I think Grandpa would be so proud of you. I think everyone's proud of you, and we're grateful that you're ours.
Well, thank you so much, Blythe. I appreciate it.
I thank you. I'm grateful for you. Please stay safe.
You as well.
Send my love to everybody in New York.
I will. Thank you so much, Blythe. Again, congratulations. I hope the newlywed life is dynamite.